The Safford Bulldogs sit atop the 3A South region, but could the visiting Pusch Ridge Lions send them to the doghouse? Let's check out the highlights and find out. This video is sponsored in part by Kempton Chevrolet, your straight shooting dealer in the Gila Valley since 1986. Come on down to Kempton Chevrolet and see what we can do for you. The Bulldogs were aggressive from the start, and Justin Torrio hit a perfect Pusch onside kick, expertly recovered by Dax Gonzalez, and the Bulldogs steal a possession. Or so they thought. Even though the kick went past the required 10 yards before Gonzalez recovered it, the refs called a penalty of illegal touching on the Bulldogs for some unknown reason, and instead gave the ball back to Pusch Ridge. It would be the first of multiple questionable calls the out-of-town officiating crew would make on the night. On 3rd and 8 from the 49, Lions quarterback Hayden Hallett dropped back and tossed a 20-yard dart to Christian King to move the chains. The Lions then capped off their opening drive with a 3-yard touchdown plunge by Javier Grajeda to go up 7-0 early on. The Bulldogs came right back on their third play from scrimmage as C.J. Scrivener followed his pulling blockers around the right side to get the edge, and nobody's gonna catch him as he goes all the way 60 yards for the TD. After an encroachment penalty moved the ball to the 1.5-yard line, the Bulldogs went for two and Scrivener easily made it 8-7 Safford. On the Lions' ensuing offensive series, Hallett dropped back to pass, but the ball slips out of his hands. Whoop! And Brennan Gerardo is there to fall on it in the end zone to put Safford up 15-7 early in the first quarter. The Safford defense continued to shut down Pusch Ridge on its next possession as Samuel Tobias runs down Antone Brack from behind. And then Jared Garcia just comes in and sweep the leg, Johnny, to take out Evan Lovett. Garcia seems to make these type of hits all over the field, and while Lovett didn't need a body bag, he was shook up on the play. The defense forced a punt, which only netted 12 yards, and the Bulldogs took over at midfield. That's when they went back to their workhorse Scrivener, who got the edge again, but just stepped out of bounds after a 15-yard gain. On 2nd and 10 from the 15, quarterback Mason Duros drops back and tosses a beautiful pass to Tobias, who snags it in the back of the end zone to put Safford up 22-7 with 27 seconds left in the opening quarter. At Austin's Auto Advantage in Safford, no job is too big or too small. We do it all. From tires and oil changes to all sorts of auto and motorcycle repair, one stop is all you need to take care of your family's vehicle. That's Austin's Auto Advantage in Safford. On 4th down and inches, Ivan Granados destroys Grajeda, but not before the running back gets just enough for a first down. Now this play isn't any type of highlight per se, but this is the play that the refs tossed Scrivener out of the game under the pretense that he launched himself at the quarterback. The Gila Herald has examined two separate angles, and while you can't really see it in our footage here, it appeared that Scrivener legally hit the quarterback just after the throw and did not launch himself as the referees called. Safford has indicated that they will appeal the referee's decision to give Scrivener the possibility of playing next week at Sabino for the regional championship. This just might have been the play of the game. Hallett drops back to pass and completes it to freshman tight end Will Way, who controls the ball for the catch and makes a football move upfield before being leveled by Justin Torrio and Noah Bevins, who knocks out the ball. Angel Atencio then catches the fumbled ball in midair and returns it about 25 yards. While initially thought to have been an interception, upon review I'm ruling it a fumble recovery and return by Atencio. The Bulldogs were forced to punt, however, and when the Lions faced a 4th and 1 again, Lovett gets turned around, and his forward progress was just enough to get the first down by the tip of the ball. On the very next play, however, Atencio jumps in front of Way and snags the Hallett offering for a clean interception to give the Bulldogs the ball back in Lions territory. 2 plays later, Tobias gets the ball on the reverse, and nobody's gonna touch him as he goes 30 yards to pay dirt to put Safford up 29-7 with just over 3 minutes until halftime. They say when it rains, it pours, and at least for the Lions, that's true. And on the ensuing kickoff, Grajeda loses the handle on the ball, and Dax Gonzalez picks it up and returns it at about 30 yards for another Safford score, as the Bulldogs took a commanding 36-7 lead into halftime. Without the availability of Scrivener for the rest of the game, Robert White stepped up and had some big runs in the third quarter to set Safford knocking on the door of the end zone. White then finished the drive with a 3-yard touchdown plunge to put the Bulldogs up 43-7. Safford's defense stayed relentless, and Fernando Gonzalez tracked down Bryce Jewell to stop him for a loss of yardage. Then the Bulldogs methodically moved the ball back down the field behind runs like this one from Duros and this one from White that set the Bulldogs up in the red zone. That was followed by this run by Tobias, which gave the Bulldogs 1st and goal at the end of the third quarter. At the start of the fourth, Duros plunges 1 yard on the quarterback sneak to finish the scoring on the night as the Bulldogs beat the Lions 50-7.
I feel really good now that we got that W, and I mean all week we prepared to have a close game, but our mindset was just try to run the ball down their throats and just score as much touchdowns as possible and get that running clock going. So I mean it's a good win.
Early on you threw a nice 15-yard strike for a TD in the back of the end zone. How did that feel come out of your hand?
I mean it felt really good. I mean as soon as I saw the safety dip off to the side, I knew Sam was going to be open in the back of the end zone, so I just made sure that it was a clean ball for him, and I just had a good read on it.
Sabino, next week, region championship on the line. What are your thoughts heading into that game?
I mean, we're on a roll right now, and we're out for revenge for what happened last year, and I mean, I just hope they're ready because we're coming.
263-15. Is what you've outscored your last 6 opponents by. I thought this game would be closer than the 50-7.
I did as well. I thought it would be much closer. Yeah, we've given up 38 plus 7, 45 points now in the year. And so defensively, we're playing well. And, but we haven't played, since week 1, we played Snowflake. We haven't played a team like Sabino in a while. So we got our work cut out for us next week. I think we got to eliminate some mistakes. I still think we're making some mistakes in every aspect of the game, whether it's defense not lining up quite right or not getting the right, personnel. I don't know. We got to continue to improve. But the reality of it is we can have 5 more games or we can have 2 more games. So, but I think we're a team that can make. If we stay healthy, we stay focused. I mean, we lost our best player tonight offensively, probably our best player, and didn't miss a beat. So that's good for me, good for our team to know that hey, we can play even if we lose somebody.
Anything else you'd like to comment on about the game?
So proud of our kids. Got great kids here. They've overcome a lot. More than the average person knows and needs to know, but these kids are resilient. They're good kids, really good kids. So that's it. That's all I can say.
Safford will travel to Tucson this Friday to battle the Sabino SaberCats for the 3A South Regional Championship. Reporting from Safford for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.